Hi guys, so the question I'll be answering today is, can you make a video talking about how you grew your clientele from the start, how you were able to find your first ever clients? I know a lot of trainers say to ask family and friends, but what if you don't have any to ask? And I want to answer that, or I want to address that part first. So I'm an instructor and I never tell my students to ask their friends and family first. Let's say you ask your family, who's more likely to agree to it, the ones who trust you the most, which is, for me, it would be my mom and my sister. I don't want to practice on them. Those are not the first people. Let's say you mess up somewhere. You are going to have to look at those brows. I don't know. I just feel like there's a trust barrier there that shouldn't be broken. So one, I wouldn't recommend doing that. I would recommend practicing on fake skins or pig skin. And so I always tell my students, you can practice on fruit just to make sure you're getting the proper depth, or if you can, go to a local butcher and ask if you can purchase just the pig skin, or go to the grocery store and purchase the pig skin yourself. It's usually in like that deli portion or something. But practice on there to make sure you get proper depth first, and you want to make sure that you've mastered mapping before you start practicing on anyone. I just feel like it's not the best to practice on your close friends and family. So before I even completed my first ever microblading course, I created an Instagram and a Facebook. And so I didn't have content to share, right? Didn't have any models, haven't even started yet. So what I was posting was educational content. It was things that I was learning in my class to educate all my potential clients. And then I started posting skins. And so I think it's really important to build up any kind of social media. I mean, put your face on it, talk about things that you're learning in class, talk about the skins and patterns and pigments and all those things, because your potential clientele wants to learn about that before they come to you. So already start building a following there. So social media first, and then that's the type of content to post. Build up content, because this next part is going to be amazing for you. So once you've built up that content, you want to start posting in local Facebook groups, very, very local to your area. So I post like in my local neighborhood group, right? I posted in HOA groups that I was allowed to be in, and there's always like garage sale groups or anything like that. There are local groups in your area, so post in those Facebook groups, especially the mom groups, because usually there's there's little mom cliques, and so once you do one person's brows and you do a good job on them, they'll recommend you to their friends. And so I think that's key, building social media, because when you post in these Facebook groups, they are going to look for you on social media, and you want to make sure you have a presence. So the second thing you can do is get on Canva. It's a site where I use it to build like my aftercare, and specifically you're going to want to build a brochure. So build out what services, and if it's just microblading, that's fine. But make sure it looks nice, professional. You want to have like a description of explaining what microblading is and your pricing. And what I did was I went out to all the local luxury apartments and gyms and yoga studios, everywhere that would allow me to. I'm right by a cycle bar, and so I went out there when I first moved out here. I was new, and I had these brochures with all my services, and I left them out there. So you want to pass them out. And at luxury apartment complexes, they usually give a bag that's like a welcoming bag, and they'll have all the local spots, right? Like coupons and stuff like that. So if you can get into that welcoming bag, there was a few apartment complexes where I would go and drop them off, and I knew one of the leasing agents, so I'd give her a stack, and she would include them in those welcoming bags. But it's great for getting local and for having a local presence, because then you're that girl. And it's not going to bring you hundreds of clients, right? But even if it brings you one, you do good work on that person, they're going to tell their neighbors. So try that. This last one, I kind of don't even want to share this because this one's good. So I am in a salon suites, right? And when I first started, I was too. Go to all of the hairdressers that have a good attitude, right? Build relationships with them. But hairdressers are in front of their clients the entire time, and of course we depend on our beauty people, the people we go to give us recommendations. So I did a few hairstylists in the old salon I was in. They brought me so many clients, and they have no idea. And so one day I reached out to them and I was like, thank you so much. And they're like, what are you talking about? And it's because if you think about them, they're the best billboard for you. You know, the person in their chair takes care of themselves because they're there getting their hair done. They're obviously into beauty, and it's their hairdresser. They trust them. I mean, who do you trust more than your hairdresser, right? So if they recommend a brow person, they're going to go to them. And then that kind of trickles down. And so go to all your local hair, or all the local hairdressers. Even if you're not in a salon suite, you can find them. Get on Instagram, Facebook, all the things. Offer them for free, even if you're starting out, or a discounted rate. But you have to do good work. If you botch their brows, think about how many people are going to see those, and how many times the hairdresser is going to say, don't go to this person, look what they did to me. And this is the last tip I'll give you, because my client's about to get here and I need a prep. But I always have a good referral program. Regardless of how booked my calendar is, I like to thank my clients in a way and get them excited whenever they refer someone to me. And so in their aftercare kits, look, I have it right here. So in this little aftercare kit, I have my business card in case they have questions. It has all my contact info, and then I have a referral card. And so I built it on Canva too. It just says you get 20% off if you bring a client, or if you refer someone and they complete their appointment, because they can refer 5 people, but if they don't come into me or complete their appointment or book an appointment and cancel, they're not going to get the 20% off. But once the client comes in and completes their appointment, I then go to their intake form. I have it all digital, so it's on an iPad and password protected. And so I go onto their intake form and take note of that, right? So then when they're coming in for their appointment, I look at my calendar, go back and reference their intake form before they get here for their touch-up, and whether that's a 6-week or annual. And if I see that note there, they get 20% off, and it's compounding. So if someone brings me 5 clients, they get a free session, and I'll probably keep that forever, because the clients get really, really excited when, like, surprise, you referred this person and now you get this 20% off. So try that too. And I don't know, it's great for building relationships with your clients. But let me know if you guys have any more questions. Thank you, and I hope this helped.